But yeah, man, don't be throwing rocks at tanks over a fucking politician, dude. Politicians are just dude. If you love a politician, that is the equivalent of thinking that a stripper likes you. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the Nobody's Happy podcast. This is the third time I'm trying to do this because I recorded it already, and then when I watched the video, I was basically blurred. My whole face was blurred, and you could see the titles on the books behind me very perfectly, but very perfectly. Yeah, and I took my glasses off because I could also see the glare of the fucking computer and the light that just blinded the fuck out of me because I looked right into it. Yeah. This is my first time posting in a while because I don't know, dude. I get in some funks and I really don't. I don't feel like doing anything. And not to say that this is from the quarantine or the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. Although that doesn't fucking help. I just I just get that sometimes. I just get in a funk and I don't want to talk to anybody and I don't want to hang out and do creative stuff. But yeah, but then it goes away. And here I am. I'm trying to do it here at my parents' place. This is my old room. Because everybody's gone. I think they're gonna be gone for like an hour. And yeah, I'd like to do this by myself, I guess, because I've tried doing it at the studio, Josh's studio, and I don't know. I just feel like I can't talk into a camera while my friends are in the background just sitting there staring at me. And yeah, I just figured I would just do it here. A couple of updates, I guess. I'm working on my third hour, right? Because I have 2 quote unquote hours worth of material on YouTube. Actually, one's like 55 and the other one's like 45. Yeah, and I think the second hour doesn't even have a full version, like a complete version by itself, which I'm gonna try to work on, so I can put that out. Even though the material's already out, but it's in pieces. What I'm gonna do is just keep working on this third hour that I'm doing. Hopefully, by the time things clear up, I'll be able to go out and perform it around the county, state, country. I don't know. I'm hoping one of those. So yeah, I just finished featuring for Tony Hinchcliffe at the Laugh Out Loud here. Basically means opening for him. I go on before him, and it was pretty awesome, man. Thursday through Saturday, it was fun. The dude's like super talented. I like him. I worked with him before at in Cap City in Austin, which just went under. Rest in peace, Cap City. Yeah, that really sucked. That was my home club. That's where I first got my opportunity to headline. And yeah, and seeing it go under was kind of shitty, man. I didn't even know what to do. I was like, should I say something, or at the end I was like, I'll just keep it to myself. Like everything else that bothers me, I just keep it to myself and let it blow up at an inopportune time. Yeah, so right now I'm basically just writing. I'm writing new material so that if and when I do go out and do shows, live shows, people will get we'll get a good show of material that they haven't heard before or couldn't have heard before at all. Yeah. So, fuck, that sounds so terrible. What is wrong with this thing? Is it is it just the way I'm okay, maybe it's just my headphones. But there was like a sounded like somebody was faxing something into into an office. Um yeah, so I'm working on new material. I can't wait to get it out there and perfect it. But once this is over, I hope to have a solid, at least a solid 45 minutes that I can, show people and not be embarrassed by it. Because writing is actually really hard. It's hard for me. I shouldn't say it's hard. I think some people can write on stage, man. Like Tony. Tony writes on stage. Tony Hinchcliffe. He's part of the people that just moved from L.A. He's one of those L.A. comics that just moved to Austin with I guess Joe Rogan. I think they're friends or something. No, I know they're friends. I think, matter of fact, I think I saw him on the podcast, on Joe Rogan's podcast, before I ever worked with him a few years ago, like three or 4 years ago, at Cap City. Like I said, he was a really cool dude. Got to see him again. Nice guy, really funny, man. Hung out with him very briefly at the end, just to say hi, thank you. And he was really cool. So that was nice. And it let me know I had to do like 20 minutes. And I tried to give myself not a challenge, but like it's something I should be doing, which is going up there with new material, nothing that has ever been recorded and put on YouTube, and try not to use that tried and proven material to get myself out of a hole or anything, because it kind of forces you to see where the new material really is at, And sometimes, if I'm headlining, a show, I will dip back into the old material that I know is good. If I feel the crowd is a little bit less receptive than I would want, so you got to bring in some of the big old guns. Just to get them back. But this one, it was only 20 minutes I had to do, so I was like, it's got to be all new. New stuff that I've been writing during the pandemic, which, there's also not a lot of places to work on it, or how do you say, to perfect it or tweak it, because all the only sets that I technically can do here are like 4 to 7 minutes. I could probably do longer at the Blind Tiger, this local place that we do comedy at still. But that's kind of like, it's kind of shitty, because there's also younger comics that are also trying to work on their stuff, and man, there's nothing more infuriating when you're a younger comic and this guy that is, it's not even like it's Dave Chappelle or fucking Greg Giraldo, rest in peace. Seeing somebody like that, at like a open mic or a local show, eat up a lot of the time. That would be fucking cool, right? Because at least you get to, Ron White. One time, Ron White dropped in Austin while I was there. I wasn't on the show, but my buddy George was. And that's cool, right? They take up a lot of time. That's cool, because at least you're seeing this fucking great comedian. But with somebody like me, that's all I got on the other guys is just more experience. I'm not really that famous or anything. It kind of sucks, man. Even if you respect the guy, you're just like, oh, come on, dude. We all got to work on our shit, And I certainly wouldn't want to do that, because I didn't like it when comedians did that to us. One time, not one time. There was a few times where we'd be at the open mic at the Laugh Out Loud, and this some comedian would drop in and just fucking eat away like 20, 30 minutes of the open mic, and we're all getting like 4, so he's basically eating like 5 or 6 people's time. That's 5 or 6 people that are not going to get to go at the end, or the people that were just on that slot. So Anyway, the point is, there's not a lot of places, or there wasn't a lot of places, and there still isn't that many here in San Antonio or Texas in general, I guess, to work on material. But little by little, the little 4 minutes here, 7 minutes there that I get, I'll work on it. And then on days like, or times like last week where I was featuring, doing the little 20 minutes, it allows you to finally put it all together and see what it sounds like, flowing from beginning to end. And I thought it was all right. I think when it was at its best, it was like, wow, this is good. And when it was at its worst, probably the last show on Saturday, because I was already done. I'd been drinking every day since Wednesday, and not just drinking, like getting hammered. And Saturday late show, I just felt it. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm already done. I like can't wait for this week to be over. But yeah. And then I had my dad's birthday on Sunday. I got trashed there again too. So I haven't drank since Monday. Today's Wednesday, the 13th. See if I can put this out tomorrow. Like I said, I tried doing it once today, and it was all blurry, the whole fucking video, because I'm an idiot. And yeah, and then I tried to do it a second time, and right as I was starting it, my mom got home, and she drives like a big ass truck, and it was just rumbling right outside this window. And I was like, I can't do this because I know she's going to come in and she's going to want to talk to me. So I turned it off. Sure enough, as soon as she comes in, she's like, hey, where are you? That would have been really embarrassing. I'm over here, trying to like wax poetically about stand-up comedy. And then you just hear a mom voice in the back. Hey, mijo. I don't want that to happen. But so far it looks like it's coming along. I think by the end of this year, certainly because of the pace that I have to go at, a very slow pace, because of the places that I can try comedy are not that readily available as before. But it looks like maybe by the end of the year I'll have a pretty solid hour. I was actually contemplating even recording it by the end of the year, but I don't know. I feel like every time, like no matter how good a new joke goes, if it fails, like a week later, then all the times it did well, it doesn't fucking matter, because it makes you or at least it makes me second guess myself. And I'm like, fuck, man, like with those last 3 times I tried it, like just the audience was babying me, or they were cutting me a break, or maybe it was just that fucked up and high and I just didn't notice it. And I was like, yeah, this is good. And then you run into a wall where it's like, damn, what happened? Well, what usually ends up happening is either I didn't go over the material because it's new, or I added new stuff to the new stuff, which makes me more hesitant. So I don't go at the pace that I would like to, and then what ends up happening is that some of the jokes, they're meant to be like the beginning is like, there's some jokes that I have where like the setup is supposed to be a couple of little jab laughs, kind of like in boxing where it's just jab jab jab. It's just something that kind of keeps him chuckling, and then you come over with that overhand right with that big pop of laugh at the end, and that completes it, and it feels great. But if you don't know the joke that well yet because it's brand new, and on top of it you just added more stuff to it, the pace doesn't go boom 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 bam, it just goes boom boom boom. So there's sometimes that big bang at the end doesn't work because you're going too slow, and you're supposed to go boom, 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 bam, right? Boom, 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 bam, and that's how that's how that's how good jokes die, man. You lose the pacing of it, and then you second guess yourself, and you think, oh, maybe it's not that funny, and then you stash it away, and then like a year later you look at it and be like, hey, what was wrong with that? And then I guess you look at it with fresh eyes, and it actually sounds better. Sometimes it just comes out better like a year later, even though you dropped it. But usually there's some kind of like, how do you call it, human error, as in the in the joke. It's not that the joke or the concept itself is not that funny. It's that operator error, I guess. The joke is good. It's just you fucked it up. I fucked it up. But that part is fun. I actually enjoy, like, if I had to give percentage of what part of stand up I love, or how I love it, I think the writing is like 51% of my fun, and 49% is performing it, because I love sitting like here. Like, this is why I come to my parents' place, especially when they're not here. Well, almost exclusively when they're not here, to write, at least, because I'm here by myself. I just pace around, I'll smoke a little bit of that, and throw a little Lysol all over the place, make sure it doesn't stick up, blow it out the window. And you just get the creative juices going, right? And I'm just like, I'm a little baked. I get a bunch of ideas going. Sometimes there's too many of them, so I have to have a notepad laying here somewhere, and I'm just scribbling everything that I think is good. That's a good idea. And then as I'm sobering up, I start to look back at it, and then I can kind of tighten it a little more. Because that's one thing that I've learned, is to never ever do a joke that I just wrote that day. Certainly not all new material. Like, I've done this mistake where I'll be going to an open mic. It'll be like, I don't know, like 4-5 minutes, right? And I want to do it all new because it's only 4 or 5 minutes. And I can do that, but usually I do best if I start writing earlier in the week. Like on Fridays, that's when we do the Blind Tiger at the Magic Time Machine here in San Antonio. And if it's on Friday, so if at the latest, I can start writing on Wednesday, right? Just scribble a bunch of dumb one-liner jokes about a subject. And then on Thursday is when I start kind of like bringing them in together and try to say them all together, like it's translate the written word into the spoken word, because they have different ways that they get intooken. It's a different way people intake those forms of media, the spoken word and written word. They're not the same, so that's why I have to have those days to translate. At first, it's just pure writing, boom, 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 and then maybe Thursday, that's when I start trying to like do spoken word. Like, how does this sentence? How would you? I know how you read the sentence. How somebody would read it, but how do I say it so that somebody hears it the way I want them to hear it? And then Friday is just more going over it all day, from the morning, late morning to late in the afternoon when I go home, go eat with my girlfriend, and then I take off to the Blind Tiger and go do the show. That's when I can do well with new material. But one thing I've learned is to, because I've tried to just be lazy and be like, I'll think of something on Friday, and then that Friday I'm like trying to cram all that shit. I'm trying to write it and translate it to spoken word at the same time. And then you just get jumbled up, and then I go over, and if I have like quite a few drinks, not only am I trying new material that I just wrote that day, but I'm also drunk, and my cadence is not gonna sound the way I thought it, and it's just not gonna come out right. Same thing with like getting high. If I get high and I write a joke and I don't revisit it sober, and I just try to say it uh, at the comedy club, those are usually some of the biggest stinkers because uh, I think it does give me some kind of creativity when I smoke, but it's just the raw fucking creativity. It's not. It's just like an unpolished diamond. It's rough, and um and that's when you need to be like sober. I can actually write shit while I'm drinking, but the window is not that big, because once I get to a certain point, I just want to drink and hang out. Have a smoke, chill with my friends or with my girl. Um, where was I getting with that? Yeah, just trying to do the right thing with the writing, because it's not an easy process for me. I have to make a lot of mistakes, and even with that, with like working on something from Wednesday to Friday, or even Tuesday to Friday, um, even then sometimes you just get up there, and it's, I don't know, you just feel it. Usually I can feel it, like before I get on stage. I can feel like as I'm going over it, I'm looking at the crowd, and I think of the first couple of punchlines, or the first couple of sentences. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, this isn't corny. I was picturing something else in my head, and this isn't it, because it's gonna be bad. And usually when I get that feeling, it ends up happening. And it's not a mentality thing. It's not like, I know some people would be like, "Well, just think positively. Don't think like that." No, it's thinking realistically, which is what makes the good jokes sound so good, because I follow that instinct. That instinct of where I write all day and I go over it, and then the next day I look at it and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work, because I've seen it. I've done this before many times, enough where I it's not that I know funny, but I know my funny. You know what I mean? Like, I know the kinds of shit that I write, that when I say them, how they feel when I'm going over it in my head, and I'm usually like 80% right, 85 probably. Uh, and I follow that instinct, which makes me write some good shit, but it also informs me. Not that I would ever like just not go up if I got that feeling. I make myself go up even if I get that feeling like you didn't work on this enough, or this isn't good enough. I still go up, and I take it right in the chin, um, because it motivates me. It feels terrible. It's the worst fucking feeling in the world when I work on new shit, and then you go up there and everybody's just like, huh. And it's even worse when they like you. Like, you say something off the cuff at the beginning, and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be funny," and then you get into your shit, and it's not panning out, and they're almost like dying to laugh at something you say. That's why sometimes when you're bombing and then you address it and you go like, "Jesus, this fucking sucks," or something to that effect, people will burst out laughing, because they like you, or at least they don't hate you. So if you give them an out for laughter, you pop that tension, and they're like, "Ah, thank God he said something funny," even though he was addressing how unfunny he was. Because sometimes audiences won't. They won't, like, if they don't like you right off the top, no matter how much you address you not doing well, they'll still sit there and fucking cross their arms and look at you and just let you die slow. Which is when as a comedian, often some comedians end up turning on the audience. So especially me, like sometimes, like when I was in New York and I'd be working at Dangerfields, and it would be like a crowd that just wasn't having it, and then I try to tap dance a little bit, say some corny, wholesome jokes after I said whatever I said, and they still won't, because that's at that point they were like, I don't even like you, man. Not only were you not funny off the top, which already loses you most of the audience, but I think you just said some shit that I didn't like too. And then that accumulates, and no matter how much you were like, well, guys, fuck, I mean, what happened? We were having so much fun, and they'll still just sit there. And then, like I said, that's when you go, all right, well, since you don't like me, guess what? Now I'm gonna say some shit that you definitely not gonna like, and it's gonna make you feel bad. Not feel bad as in hurt your feelings, but feel bad that we're all in on this, that we're all sucking ass right now, because they can feel it too. Don't make fun of my chapstick, my glossy ass fucking mouth. Um, my chips, my chaps are really lipped. Yeah, that's pretty much how the sausage is made. I can't wait to get out there, man. I want to see if I can do some one nighters, maybe at the comedy clubs at the Improv. I know the manager here at the Laugh Out Loud. He knows a lot of those guys, and he likes me. He's always giving me opportunity to work during this pandemic, so I can get my reps in. Cause I mean, stand-up material is like a muscle, man. Like, it'll atrophy if you don't use it. Like, I'm in this weird place where most of the material that I've written, like I said, I've written you could probably say a total of like an hour and 40 minutes of material that I have on YouTube cataloged on the channel. And I got to be honest with you, I probably don't remember. I probably only remember like less than a quarter of it. Probably like 20-15%, like how it goes. And even then, I would have to go over it if I'm going to do it that day. Because I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm in the middle of transitioning to newer material and working on that. So it's like the new material is not ready, and the old material I haven't done in a while. So I'm in this weird spot where, if I'm gonna do an hour, I gotta prepare for a very long time, and probably try to put in some old stuff in it. Yeah, but for now, I'm just I'm working on new stuff. Probably have like, I don't know, 30 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 minutes of new material. Ideally, you want to have like 45 to do a headliner set. And I have 30. I only like about 20, and that means like by like I get excited when I'm like, I can't wait to try this and try to make it better. The other it's the other 10 is like a little filler, or it's not there, or at least I'm not concentrated on that yet. It's like, these are like stories, I can kind of wing them, because you get a lot of not a lot, but you get some how do you call it, leeway, I guess, a little wiggle room from the audience when you're telling a story, because it just feels like you're with your buddies, or your uncle at a barbecue, and it doesn't have to pop right away. It doesn't have to be like super tight. You can be a little more loose with stories, which is why I love telling them. So I have a couple of those in this new hour, but I haven't really perfected them. They're just sort of kind of sitting there. I have the points that I need to hit, but like a good story, for me in stand up, is a story that I already know word for word, which spots are gonna hit, and they do hit on command. But when Sorry, burping. But when a story is not, it's not really tight because I haven't been like trying to work on it and put punchlines in between the major points or the major punchlines. It's a little more loose and it's a little harder to rein in because sometimes you'll go off like. Especially stories are fun to tell when you're drunk. You know, like if I'm fucked up and it's a late show Friday, late show Saturday. I know I got time to lose and win them back. You know, you get loose, you're a little buzzed, and you start adding shit to it, and then the next day you don't fucking remember because you were just in the moment. That's why it's important to record your material, which I don't because I'm superstitious and I believe that every time that I choose to record my material, I'm not gonna do well. It's yeah, I don't know why, but I always feel that. And I was like, if I record this, it's gonna go bad. You know, I don't record, it's gonna go good. And so far, I think I've been right most of the time. So I'm always a little squeamish about recording myself. But it is a good thing because there's been many times where I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have recorded that because I said some shit I never said before, and I was just in the moment. But yeah, I at least keep I keep notes. Like I have a little flip notebook where I write down all the points of these bits. So that in a way I kind of record that because I can look back at it and I'm like, what does that fucking mean? And then I go over the bit and then that's what that means. This is this part where I say this. So yeah, man, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Just trying to write. What the fuck was I talking about? God damn it. Trump just got impeached for a sec. I thought impeachment was when they kick you out from of the presidency, but apparently he's been impeached before. It was like a fucking symbolic win. Did you guys see all those people storming the fucking Capitol? I told my friends on Willful Ignorance. By the way, if I don't post these shit enough, you know where you can find me, where I usually come out quite a bit, is the Willful Ignorance podcast that my friends have, George and Josh. So if you look up on YouTube, FMCW Studios, they have different podcasts, but the ones that I come out in quite a bit is Willful Ignorance. And yeah, so if I don't post, I'm gonna try to do this every week. This feels actually kind of cool. The fact that I did an hour before this, and I felt like doing it again in the same day, lets me feel like maybe I can do it this way instead of being at the studio where I get all, I don't know, I get all weird because everybody's looking at me and I'm not really getting reaction from people. I'm just talking into a fucking camera. I think I'd rather do that by myself than having my friends stare at me like, why the fuck would you say that? Damn it, I lost my place again. Oh, yeah, storming the Capitol. I was telling them, dude, I was like, to be honest with you, I feel like we should have done that a long time ago, but not over Trump, not over the election. I think we should have done that when they gave all those corporations billions of dollars. And then they gave us $1,200 to kind of like hang out for the next 9 months. I think that's when we should have fucking done it. We should have just stormed in there, just to let them know, hey, don't forget that we're not all on Twitter, man. Some of us can reach out and touch you. So I feel like that's healthy, I think the government needs a healthy fear of the people. Maybe not over this. Like I don't think, over the election. Or election fraud, or whatever. I didn't keep up with the election. I mean, I kept up with it just because you can't get away from it, but I didn't really look into like all the stuff that they're claiming and this and that. So to me, it's like, look, man, I'm not getting arrested over Trump or Biden. I'm not getting shot with a fucking rubber bullet in my thigh over some fucking politician that's like making way more money than I do during the pandemic while I'm fucking out here trying to like scrape by. So yeah, as far as storming the Capitol, man, it was right idea, wrong issue. I don't think we should. I don't think we should be storming it over fucking shits of like, oh, my guy should have won. But sometimes you gotta let politicians. You can reach out and touch them, man. It's good. It's good for their health. That way they don't sit there and make all these laws, assuming that nothing's gonna happen to them if they fuck you over, which they have. But yeah, man. Don't be throwing rocks at tanks over a fucking politician, dude. Politicians are just dude. If you love a politician, that is the equivalent of thinking that a stripper likes you. It really is, dude. You ever see you ever go to a strip club and one of your friends is like, man, she fucking digs me, dude. I know it. And it's just sad, right? You're just sad. It's like, fuck, dude. What's wrong with you? What my parents weren't perfect. I'm a fucking mess of a human being emotionally, but I'm not gonna fucking think that a stripper likes me. That's the same thing with politicians, dude. Don't fall in love. You can't turn a politician into a housewife, man. That shit ain't gonna. That dog just ain't gonna hunt. You're gonna get your heart broken. I'm telling you. So yeah, no more doing goofy shit for politicians, man. We should do it for ourselves. I'm probably gonna get pulled off of YouTube. What do I say? What do I say that I don't like Trump? Would that keep them from? I don't like Trump, but every once in a while you gotta bust in through the fucking Capitol Hill and be like, "What's up, motherfuckers? What are you guys doing? $600? That's what they should have done. That's what they should have done over the $600. That would have been a good reason to go over there and fucking knock shit over. Go over with your check, right? With a physical check or, symbolic $600. Symbolic check, actually. You don't want to get robbed. And just go up there to Pelosi and McConnell and be like, you're fucking light. You're fucking light this month. And then just treat them like you're a fucking loan shark. And just break one of their pinkies. And just and then come back and be like, when next time it's gonna be your fucking leg. You'll see how we be getting all kinds of fucking good shit happening. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I got with politics. I hope we get $2,000 checks. That'd be nice. Turn this motherfucker into my own personal studio. Or nah, I'd probably just buy my girl something, and then save the rest for drinking money, and then just save my own money. Like I said, I think I can do this every week. I don't know if I can, try to get the guys together at the Cabaza's place and go into the studio, get that done, then come back the next day to get the video and the audio, then edit it, and certainly do all that goofy shit that I did with the other podcast with the fucking editing and fading in and fading out of different clips and mixing it up. That was kind of fun, but you got to pay me to have that kind of fun, that kind of tedious fun. And it takes too long. It takes too long, and I get bored easily. And I lose my train of thought so easily. But this I could probably do. I could probably put this out. They're not gonna be that long. But I can show you guys. I can show you guys what I'm up to. During the week, how this fucking thing is going, the pandemic. For me, it's just been like an up and down psychologically, but not like, I don't know if I said this already. It was not because of I don't know if it's funny. I don't know if I said this earlier or in the last podcast that I did that came out blurry, but I just lost my place again. This is why you shouldn't smoke, folks. I'm trying to cut back on my drinking and my smoking, but definitely my drinking, because you can't function after a night of heavy drinking. You can function after a night of getting baked all night long, but drinking, I prefer drinking, but the physical consequences are way worse, man. The next day, like your gut feels like, you know, like fucking, like Canelo was using you as a punching bag. And did you guys watch that fight? God damn, that motherfucker's good. Looks like a fucking tank, right? And I remember Chavez was actually white complected, wasn't he? What is it? You know, I think it's being a white complected Mexican that makes you tough. You know, because you gotta fight all these brown motherfuckers that are talking shit about your light skin. They're rowdy, dude. But what was I getting at? Oh shit, my parents are here. I wanted to go pick up my dad, but I think I'm done. I don't know if you can hear the truck. Yeah, I should go back. I gotta have dinner with the old lady, right? And get ready for tomorrow, man. Hopefully I can put this out tomorrow. But thank you guys for listening. This is really short, like I said. I'm gonna try to do these every week, and if I don't, like I said, try the Willful Ignorance podcast on YouTube. I come out in a lot of those. I don't say a lot of in that one because sometimes I get really baked, and I just love my friends. I think they're fucking hilarious, you know. And sometimes I just sit there and I just watch them go, because I want to laugh too. But this I can do, man. I think I'm gonna try to keep doing it as often as I can. Ideally every week, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you next week.